I can't even imagine if my husband brought this home to me, I would be ecstatic.
This month on More Business Spotlight, get a behind-the-scenes look at the jewelry industry with Lewis Jewelers. From the mine to the showcase, we'll see how precious stones are turned into prized pieces of jewelry. But first,
I love to eat it, because every time I eat it, I cannot stop eating it.
Chinese food cooked the Mandarin way is hard to resist. Get a taste of the Orient as we take you to Mandarin Chinese restaurant, where time-tested family recipes bring the flavors of China to more. That's all coming up after this. Every year we make New Year's resolutions, and every year we tend to forget them just as quickly. The most commonly made and broken New Year's resolution is to lose weight and get in shape. What is one way in more to make this resolution and keep it? We'll have the answer later in the show. Here at Mandarin Chinese Restaurant and More, the woks are always busy. Fresh vegetables, meats, and spices blend together to create a Chinese form of cooking known as Mandarin, basically a blending of recipes from various regions of China. Those ancient cooking traditions have been fine-tuned with special family recipes held close to the vest of Mandarin's owners.
If we don't have the family recipes like this, if we change the recipes, I don't think it's, will be famous like this.
And famous they are. While Mandarin just recently opened for business and more, its Del City location has operated since the 1970s and developed a huge base of fans.
They have lots of customers from everywhere. Even customers come from Texas, Kansas, actually everywhere.
And many customers from more, which ultimately led them to open a more location.
Our family is very happy to open this one, because we want the customer for more to be more closer, and then they don't have to drive too far, and then make it more convenient for them, try to make it like neighborhood stores.
So what is it about Mandarin that caused all those more residents to trek to Del City for Chinese food, and is now attracting them to the new More location? Well, it goes back to those family recipes. At the top of the list is their garlic chicken.
Well, their garlic fritter chicken is really good. It's just real tasty, and it's always fresh. It comes with the fried rice and the egg roll, and that's always good.
It's like a fried chicken, like with a bone in it, but it's kind of got like a garlic to it. I mean, not too overpowering, the garlic, but it's good. It's different than like a regular fried chicken restaurant would have.
When they crack the skin inside the garlic chicken, it's so juicy. It's, when you eat it, it's so tasty. I love to eat it, because every time I eat it, I cannot stop eating it.
That seems to be true for many of the dishes at Mandarin. They feature 36 entrees on their menu. The most popular include Hawaiian chicken, sesame chicken, lo mein, general chicken, orange chicken, and broccoli beef, in addition, of course, to the garlic chicken. And when you order one of these entrees, expect to get plenty at a good price.
We call it in and come pick it up to go, and it's always usually ready whenever I get here and take it back to the store, and it's always still hot and really good. The portions are huge. It's always more than I can eat, and we leave it in the fridge and eat it the next day. It's good the next day too.
For first-time visitors, the great variety, huge portions, and low prices are often a breath of fresh air, and a good reason to come back again.
I liked it. It was very good. The portions were huge, and so I'm leaving here very full.
Another advantage to eating at Mandarin is the family-friendly atmosphere, starting with William's family. Nearly all of them help in some way at the restaurant, from his mom and dad to his wife and all the way down to his 3-year-old son. And when you come to Mandarin, expect personal attention from the owner.
The customer come back like sometimes, like twice a week, sometimes 1 week, one time. Every time they come in, I know them and I say, hi, welcome back, and and how do you like the food last time and stuff like that, And after they eat, I will ask them, how do they feel about the food? How do they taste about the food? What's different from this time compared to last time? So I try to figure out how the customers feeling about us.
Which leaves most customers with a good taste for the Mandarin restaurant and Mandarin food in general.
Just come on in and try it. It was very good. For my first time, I would eat here again.
For more about Mandarin Chinese restaurant, consult the following contact information.
Well, it's customer convenience. We wanted plenty of drive-through lanes. Our hours are also something that we kind of brought to the community. Most of our branches are open. The lobby's open 12 hours a day. Lobby's open at 8 o'clock in the morning, closed at 8 o'clock in the evening. Our drive-in's open those same hours, but does open an hour earlier at 7 a.m. So it's a matter of convenience, and that's basically why we build a facility like this, because we try to utilize it at least 12 to 13 hours, 5 days a week, and in many branches on Saturday. We're active in the Moore community. I'm on the Planning Commission, chairman of the Board of Adjustments, and my wife and I and our family has attended First Baptist Church here in Moore for over 30 years. So Moore's is our home, and we like to feel like that we're adding something back to the community, and we are encouraged by the ownership of Arvest Bank to be very active in our community and always give something back to our community.
The number one most commonly made and broken New Year's resolution is to lose weight and get in shape. The best way to keep this resolution is by working with a personal trainer at one of several gyms in Moore. By picking a gym close to home, you're more likely to keep your workout appointments and stay on track.
This was actually found in a deposit down in South America. Some friends of mine just FedExed this to me. This is an emerald cluster. It's an omnidirectional emerald cluster, and which means the crystals grow out every which way.
And some of those crystals will likely end up here, where they are cut into specified shapes to be used as centerpieces for rings, necklaces, or bracelets. It's a process that takes place from beginning to end on the premises at Lewis Jewelers.
Lewis Jewelers is a family-owned, full-service jewelry store. We're vertically integrated from top to bottom. We have our own factory, we make our own jewelry, we sell it in our own store. Probably one of the few places in the country you can go have a gemstone cut and polished, made into a piece of ring or a piece of jewelry, and then we're at home.
When you walk into Lewis Jewelers, you'll discover one of the largest jewelry showrooms in the area.
I know that we have over 1,200 engagement rings, and that's kind of been our focus for years, but we also obviously carry everything besides that as well. We got all kinds of colored stone jewelry, bridal jewelry, diamond jewelry, pearl jewelry. We've got it all.
But the showroom is only half of the operation. The other half of the building, the part most people don't see, is where they make all of that jewelry. Virtually everything they sell at Lewis Jewelers, they make themselves.
It started out as a hobby when I was about 10 years old with my uncles, and my family wasn't in the jewelry business or anything like that, so I started out cutting rocks, and it just kind of grew from there.
In fact, it grew into an operation that now does everything from cutting the stones to casting the shape of the jewelry they will be placed into.
We will make the mounting to fit the stone instead of vice versa. Most people get a mounting, and we have 33,000 molds that we've accumulated over the years in different acquisitions that we've made. So we have a mold for just about everything, but we still like to cut the stone, then make the mounting to fit the stone. That way everything fits perfectly.
When we say we are a manufacturer, we are a serious manufacturer. We have capability to produce thousands of pieces in a day.
But in many cases, they still follow the time-tested principles of jewelry making, the way handcrafted jewelry has been made for hundreds of years.
We carved a wax by hand. We take and do the measurements, and we carve it out by hand, then we take that wax and we put it on a sprue base and we set it into an oven, invested in basically a plaster of Paris. It's called investment. And we take that and we burn that out, and we melt the metal, whichever metal it's going to be, into a centrifugal machine, and that throws the gold back into the hollow cavity once the wax has been melted out. Then we take it from there and we basically file it, sand it, and polish it, then set the stones and clean it and give it to the customer.
These days, the company is also utilizing the latest technology to refine this process even further, designing everything on computer before the wax molding is created. The end results can be found throughout the showroom. Because they do all of this in-house, you can expect those showroom prices to be lower than most competitors.
Because we are a manufacturer, we own our own factory, we cut out all those middlemen. If I'm buying my jewelry from somebody who makes it for me, he has to put his profit margin on it, he has to pay a salesman a commission, and then I have to pay that price before I take it and put my profit on it. Well, if we cut those guys out, that's just a significant savings that we can pass along to our customers. That's what's kept us in business. That's why we're doing so well.
Which means jewelry can be found in the store to accommodate most price ranges, from something simple to this stunning diamond necklace.
Oh my gosh, that's probably what's going through her mind. She is, I can't even imagine. If my husband brought this home to me, I would be ecstatic, definitely. She would be the envy of anyone, I would think, wherever she went if she had that on.
I've always advised young husbands never buy a gift that has a handle. If it has a handle, it means it's a tool or utility or something that women think differently. They want a gift that says, I love you without obligation. And jewelry expresses that. I love you. Here's how I show it to you. I'm willing to give up my hard-earned blood, sweat, and tears so that you can have this. And it doesn't represent work. It doesn't represent accomplishment. It's just strictly a representation of the heart. And it lasts and lasts and lasts, and it's something you can hand down to generations.
For Lewis Jewelers, this is a tradition that started 34 years ago when brothers Tim and Glenn Lewis went into business. They relocated to other places during that time, but have recently returned to their roots with their new facility in the Riverwalk area.
Coming back here to this location has been, the most fantastic thing. It's been a very rewarding move for us, and hope to continue. It's a good location.
It's been a lifelong love making jewelry and pleasing people, and thank God we're pretty blessed we're still at it after all these years.
For more about Lewis Jewelers, consult the following contact information.